talking about great.
Hey, buddy.
Max!
Doc, how the heck are you, buddy?
Good, brother. Good, man. How's your week been?
You know what? Not too bad. Not too bad. Things are kind of sliding into place. Little cooler today.
Yeah.
And plus with these fires coming in from Oregon and Washington and Canada, it's kind of
Don't we got
smoky.
fires in Boise? We got fires all the way around us right now. As a matter of fact,
Yeah, buddy.
Is Pocatello still on fire, or did they put that one out?
Pocatello currently is not burning.
Okay.
I can see that there would be a good place to start. I mean, yesterday was a good fire day.
Okay.
Yesterday was a really good fire day. I'll bet you that the relative humidity was really low. And, all it would have taken was, somebody with a chain dragging down the free or the interstate.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, I think it'd run. So it would be gnarly.
Yeah.
It would not be good.
With this heat, it's unfortunate that the humidity in my boxers ain't out in the atmosphere, because boy, there wouldn't be nothing burning.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's swampy. All I'm saying is this heat is a little much.
I got the picture. Thanks ever so much.
In the words of Shrek, stay out of my swamp.
That's the animal swamp. Exactly. Yeah, so it's been one of those days. The weather's just been kind of really bizarre up here. And so but we're still in the low 100s,
Yeah. It doesn't feel that way though. Coming from where we came from in the valley, right, up in Cali and whatnot, it got pretty hot up there. And I'm not talking about Arizona hot where the tires are melting and your shoes melt. But right? it gets pretty close. I was watching some pictures on online today, and it was showing some of the trailer tires on cars melting.
That's so friggin' wild.
Yeah, I don't understand why people live out there. I mean, I know Pumpkin Girl's been wanting to move over there, and she's mentioned it a couple times. And my brother Jaime lives in Arizona. Maybe not.
Shout out to Jaime. Shout out to Jaime.
Maybe not the hell hot Arizona, but boy, what's up, Jaime?
We're cracking.
The devil.
How you living, brother? Yeah, you shouldn't that be what up to all us old guys?
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Yeah, what's funny is Muddy would love to move out there, and we did spend a lot of time looking around out there, and it just did not. We just never got the chance to make it happen. She's got some one of her work friends has got a lot of family out there, and I know it crosses her
double digits. Yeah.
Only double digits? Dang, what are you in winter? You wearing a sweater? You just combing your hair back over the front of your back from your chest.
Yeah.
Oh my, sorry, dog. I had to go there. Nothing but love for you, bro.
Pumpkin Girl wanted to move out there, and I can't do it, man. I told her I'd ride her every single day, and I'd call her and text her, maybe even video call, but I can't.
I love you.
Like yeah, I love you. I just can't do the heat like that.
Well, what's funny is, and it's Muddy's the same way. She loves the heat. I think in a prior life.
Hey, Pumpkin Girl, Muddy, Bullhead.
Oh yeah, dude, Bullhead, man. That ain't no joke. That is no joke. But yeah, what's funny is we look pretty hard out there, and like I said, Muddy loves the heat. She is just, I think in a past life she might have been a friggin' lizard or something.
I got a story about Pumpkin Girl. I always say her dad, the red guy with the horns,
that guy,
Yeah, that guy.
Guy.
When she showers, the shower water is boiling hot. She's just down for this heat, and I'm like, I love the heat. Doc doesn't. Nope, it's a dry heat. Right. Yeah. Well, so is the oven, and I don't want to live in there either.
Exactly. Yeah, when me and Muddy would go out to spring training, it was just so much fun. We had so much fun out there, and that was probably, gosh, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I'll say. Wow. And it was just nice. It was nice. It was comfortable.
Okay, 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we were a little younger, man.
Right? Exactly.
The red guy with horns is her brother. My bad, not your dad. I'm sorry. Well, admittance is the first step to recovery. So,
yeah.
Totally lost track of where I was going.
2020. 2020 was the last year we were there, and it was funny. We had went to I think it was Minnesota, right, Muddy? And that's when we're on our way back, and they were talking about some flu symptoms that were going on. And by the time I got back and went to work the next day, man, COVID, it just broke out.
Okay.
And it was one of those things where I was like, gee, but it was just so much fun to go out there, and it was a great time. It was a great time. So,
did you go out there during the wintertime or during the summertime?
Summertime. We'd be out there watching the Cactus League.
Oh, to Arizona during the summer.
Yeah, so
wow.
Yeah, we'd be going out and watching all the and it was just it was so much fun because they were still kind of breaking new players in, and you could still go watch a game for $15 instead of $9 million.
Yeah.
And get some cool swag and everything. So,
summer baseball.
It was fun.
Yeah, when we'd gone out there, Pumpkin Girl told me about she drove me by the Cardinals, I believe it was.
Uh-huh.
Cardinals, the heat is good for the old bones, not these old bones.
I don't know, Jaime. I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Chicago Cubs practice in Mesa.
But what's funny is you're out there in the middle of the friggin' desert. I mean, the desert. And if it's not maintained, that's all going to go back to desert.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think they're going through, they're kind of like Vegas right now. I know that I think it's the Colorado River that runs through there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really low. Their reservoirs are really low right now. So it's going to be interesting. And all that's, like I said, everything out there is powered by water.
Yeah.
So
we'll see how it goes, man. Yeah.
I feel bad.
See how it goes. Hopefully they can start seeding some clouds. Again, I don't know if they do that. That's a myth, so say. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, me and Muddy have our own thoughts about cloud seeding, and I am a firm believer that they do that. So
I'm just
but
saying,
it's all gravy.
Yeah. So I was reading up some stuff today, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but all of us in this little group here, Pumpkin Girl and Muddy and Jaime, yourself and myself, we are in a unique magic window. It is described as a magic window. People in their 50s and 60s are in a magic window, that we have a lot of freedoms and wisdom that we have earned. I don't want to say given, that we have earned throughout the years, man.
Right.
I'm going to read you a couple that I found really interesting. The magic window. That's and not the one with the school bus magic window. Is that the school bus? Do you remember that one?
The magic school bus, yeah. Wasn't the magic window on that chick that she had the magic mirror on Romper Room?
Yes, that's what it was. Romper Room. Yeah. I think the magic school bus was the one that went inside people's bodies, which is kind of weird, but yeah.
Or isn't that the one that shrunk down? And anyway.
Yeah. So we've got the magic window. It is a resource overlap that we've entered a rare stage in life where we finally have money, we have time, and we're hoping that our health holds out to pursue big travel goals in our lifetime. I know that Pumpkin Girl and myself have been really trying to travel the planet and see things that our younger lives and our younger finances couldn't afford to do.
Right.
And I mean, we've gone to Rome, Italy, Turkey, and I think we got a Hawaiian cruise coming up to see all the islands. But man, some of these really resounded with me. There's a radical self-acceptance, and it usually goes with that saying, "It is what it is." You get a radical acceptance of wherever you are. You get comfortable in your own skin, gentler with your own personal flaws, and if I had any, I'm sure I would. It wasn't that
Tulare. I've been to Fresno. I've been to Tulare.
I've been to Bakersfield.
In that Baker's Tucky?
Baker's Tucky, yeah. That we are at our peak emotional intelligence. It doesn't get any better than when we're at now. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but emotional intelligence, we are peaked. We have learned how to manage our lives under our intense emotions that we have throughout the day. And I think it goes back to it is what it is, because the only emotions I usually get now are I'm not doing that, or you can do that your dang self. Yeah. Relationship revitalization. This one is really interesting. It says that there is an out-of-box intimacy that comes within the 50s and 60s where adults experience the thrill of new romantic chemistry, which can temporarily skyrocket libido and sexual frequency. I didn't get the memo. I'm still waiting. Maybe I'm young in this group. I'm not too sure, but that it's a redefining what constitutes. It says sex, but I would say making love. A lot of the times when our age, and I'm really treading lightly with my words here, this goes back to the emotional intelligence, because I'm getting kind of giddy with that 5-year-old sense of humor. But we really get comfortable in our own skin. We really get comfortable with our partners. And how do I say it? Once you've traveled a road in a neighborhood, you pretty much know where you're going, hopefully. You're not saying anything. You're staying clear of this. No. I didn't want to see a shoe fly towards your head right now.
No, not going to happen. I'll tell you what, you talk about that kind of stuff. I think that just being fortunate to wake up with who we have a chance to wake up with.
Amen.
There's that, the comfortableness, yeah, exactly. I don't even know. I mean, I'm just trying to,
all I'm saying is once you found the right partner, and we've been with the right partner, we know we ain't going nowhere. We're already, we're unpacked. We ain't got no luggage hidden anywhere for on the go or anything like that. It is right. We're stationary. Hell, we can't even walk fast enough to go anywhere. I'm staying.
I know, right? Well, then I got to stop and go pee anyway. So it doesn't make a difference. It really doesn't. And like I said, and I said this,
Stop.
I think my story wouldn't
No. Yeah, no. I know mine would be exactly the same.
Yeah, but the funny thing about it is, um, I think that is very much that okay. I'm fortunate, and and like I said, I can only speak for myself, but this is the place that it took me so many years to get to,
That's
and
exactly what I'm getting at,
yeah,
right there. You know what I mean?
so
Years, and like Pumpkin Girl tells me, if we're walking in public and I give her an elbow and like, hey, check out girl over here. Sometimes she looks at me and she says, "What? You're gonna try to disappoint two women? Or where are you getting at with this?"
oh my. Oh my.
And of course, that
Well, wow.
Thanks for the laughter.
She comes at you hard. She comes at you hard.
Yeah, we're comfortable with each other. We're relaxed with each other. She makes me laugh, and apparently I make her laugh too.
Yeah.
Smart girl.
Well, what's funny is and like I said, there's that comfort factor. There's that, it's just I know that, like I said, it took me a long time to find Muddy, and she just could not scrape me off her shoe. And that's just the way it is. And there's a story, because there's always a story.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just going to say that Muddy won. Muddy won. But, it's funny because, we talk about it's taken us a long time. Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I won, Muddy. I'm the winner of this. And again, there's a story that goes along. And she just got to the point where she's like, well, I guess just come on. But it's funny is we've talked about this, and we're at an age where we look back at our younger days, and like we were talking earlier, I remember seeing guys that are like 30 and 40, maybe 50, and being a kid and going, man, how old is that guy? He's got to be 40.
Yeah.
He's got to be.
How insulting we were, huh?
And it's that kind of stuff but you talk about where we are in life. There's a lot of prices that have been paid that got us to this point.
Oh yeah, wisdom comes with the price.
Exactly. And you make your decisions, and hopefully you made your decisions when you were younger. I still make decisions, and when I'll tell you what, when the oh my gosh, it's a term that I use, when the bad luck fairy comes by, the bad decision fairy comes by, and you're like, you know what, I could probably do that. And I'll tell Mud Lover, you know what, I'm going to go, and she'll go, okay. Full well knowing I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
They go, and she's like, okay. I mean, she'd stand by my side, and if I was going to go run a 5K, she'd walk it with me. But when the bad decision fairy shows up, and I make those bad decisions,
I've got a plan for that, though. I've got a plan for that, Max. I do this when a decision comes into my mind, and I am really considering it. I think, what would 25-year-old Doc do in this situation? And when I come up with that answer, I do the opposite. It hasn't failed me yet, brother. It has not failed me yet. And Pumpkin Girl's the exact same way as Muddy. I come up with the decision, and I'm like, hey, hon, I'm going to go do this. And I'm all excited. And she's like, yeah, go ahead and do it. And then I'm like, whoa, no. Maybe
I know, right?
Yeah, I got to think about it. That was a too easy of a, I'm going to need to.
Yeah.
I'll pay for that decision over time if I make it. I think I'll rethink that. And
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those are exactly. Okay.
Exactly. Oh, Muddy's the exact same way. She just, it's funny is I'll tell her something. Hey, babe, we're gonna go do. Oh, okay. Hey, babe, can you do this? Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. And then I will change my mind. And
on how quick
I'll be
the
like,
okay comes.
Yeah, and she'll say something like, weren't we gonna go jump off the roof today? No. Hey, I think we had to jump off the roof. Okay. Yeah.
Mine was usually I'm gonna buy this car, I'm gonna buy this side by side, I'm gonna do this or whatnot, and she's like, yeah, okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah.
The faster the okay comes, the harder the brakes get slammed.
I know, right? Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's funny because, and I just had a bunch of work done on my Jeep, and I swear, and we've talked about this. I mean, I'll get in that damn thing, and I'll love it. I will love it. But I'll tell you what, it's not very long before I'm like, yeah, I'm going to push it out in the street and put a free sign on it. That's calm me down. She'll calm me down. She does these little like boom. It's not like, you know what, just come here, let me hold your hand till the bad thing passes. No, she'll hit me with these things, and I'll be like, yeah, you're right. So, yeah. And I think that comes with that part of growing up, that the stuff that, yeah, I'm gonna get my bag out, and I'm gonna go sign up for the softball team. And Muddy's like, okay. And then I
yeah, I don't maybe I'll think about it. So, I usually make decisions on if there is a argument involved, like I can get this, I'm gonna go get this, and if she's like, no, you better not, this and that, usually that instinct in me is like, oh, I'm gonna get it now. And I'll start planning, and then I'll start, and then before you know it, I got a big old 4x4 parked in front of my house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's funny, it's just the way it is. That the spontaneity is kind of fun, but the regret and the remorse, that's not so fun. So, but like I said, it is what it is, and
it's part of life. It's what they signed up for.
Exactly. It's the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
It's the pros and cons.
I mean, they wanted to marry some super handsome, really funny, intellectual human beings. There has to be a price to pay, right?
Or in my case, she just settled.
You know what? I can say one thing, and I know I'm being redundant on this, and I say it over and over again. But I love the fact when we get dressed up. Well, when Sherry gets dressed up, Pumpkin Girl gets decked out, and I still look like the same monkey in a suit. So, we start walking somewhere, and it's like I'm carrying a shiny diamond. And everybody's looking, and I'm like, I know they're looking at me and saying, this man's either a millionaire or she's blind or something. But I don't really care at that point. Yeah, we have some amazing pictures. Well, she makes the pictures amazing. I'm the shadow on the side, but whatever.
Well, and again, we're at a point in life. There we go. Well, and it's funny because now we're getting to the part where we played so hard and we've got that old man-itis that you talk about. It's the getting out of bed in the morning. You got to sit there for a minute because you got to see if you're not going to be dizzy when you get up.
Oh, brother, yeah.
Or you're walking after you get up and you're like, God, my knees pop, my hips pop, I got crepitus in my neck, It's just good stuff, dude. It's good stuff.
This weekend,
like you always say, it's like you always say, getting old is not for the weak of heart.
Oh no, or the weak of body, man. Because
exactly.
Exactly. Jeez, you're right. No, I am too. I don't know if I'm going to take that as mine because I set up a pool this weekend and I had difficulties climbing down the stairs to get into my office, and I text Pumpkin Girl and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I could barely walk. I feel like I got hit by a truck. And she goes, well, you put up a pool yesterday, and I'm like, it's not like I dug a ditch. It's not like I was lifting weights or anything like that.
Yeah.
At this age, it's we need recovery time.
Exactly. And what's funny is I never looked at, I'd never been the guy that they talked about, you need to drink water and electrolytes and all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, and now that me and my doctor are on a first name basis, I drink a lot of water and I take electrolytes and stay as busy as we possibly can. But so let's take a huge step backwards. Let's go back to a time that we both kind of remember, and let's talk about. And I know that we've covered a lot of stuff from the 70s back in the a couple shows ago, but I found some more stuff that I still use today. And this is slang for people from 1970s. And if anybody in the comments, throw some stuff out there. But the big thing was brick house. And I think the Commodores sang a song about brick house. I don't know what my tomato is because he sings she's a brick house. My tomato. I don't know what that means. I was freelancing. But brick house is, an attractive, curvy female. And then there was, much like you, there was Casanova. And Casanova.
Didn't that come out in the 80s?
No, dude. Yeah, and it's funny. It's funny because a lot of this stuff, you're like, oh my gosh, we used that in the 80s. And in fact, some of this stuff you still use. Yeah, there you go, Turkey. I've got that one on here. But we got closet disco queen. Now, hold on.
Sorry. The 5-year-old boys are coming out of me, man.
Because it's not what you think it is. A closet disco queen is one who dances at home where no one else can see, but not in the public. Not in public. That's Mud Lover. She's a heck of a dancer. But public, no. Yes, ma'am. You are absolutely correct.
Really?
When I dance, people think that I'm having like a seizure. Yeah. That's heavy, dude.
Wait. How about the break dancing? The robot.
That little popping lock?
Yeah. What?
So there's dork, right? We know that. We still use that today.
The bee's knees?
Dork, not yet. That was a little bit more 23 skidoo-ish. Dork is a nerd, right? And to be dorky is nerdish.
Okay.
And why doesn't that surprise me?
You know what? Me and Pumpkin Girl have pulled over in the middle of the road and danced to a song several times. And
how cool is that?
And this is all sobriety. This is all dead sober. We're just dancing.
Well, what's funny is I dance, and Mud Lover will turn away. I think now she's pretty much decided, well, he's going to do stupid stuff anyway. I may as well film it because his dumbass is going to fall. So, or she'll walk away from me. Now, her son-in-law is the same way. If I start singing or dancing, he's gone. He's gone.
Really?
He's not even looking at you from the door. That poor guy. Dude, it's just a generic term when speaking to people. Foxy Mama. Now remember, this stuff came out. There you go. Absolutely. Oh, I do too. Trust me. But yeah, I love to do that stuff. The Foxy Mama. Right now, remember, this stuff is 70s slang.
Yeah. Well, that goes with heavy, as Jaime said. It was heavy.
It was heavy.
He's not heavy. He's my brother.
Oh, stop
it. What?
Stop it.
What?
Look at you. Look at you.
Heavy. He's not heavy. He's my brother.
And Sherry brought up Jive Turkey. There you go. It's one who tries unsuccessfully to be cool. Now yeah, there you go, Jive Turkey.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Jive Turkey, I mean, I think we all grew up with a Jive Turkey or two.
And some of us grew up to be
that's right there. That was me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was me. I was at the point in my life where, you know what, I always try to make people laugh, and I still kind of do. But again, when we talk about certain things in our past lives, you really can't let that part of your personality out, because you do have to have people take you seriously.
Yeah.
Putz is still there you go. Right. Chill chump. Putz still kind of, it's used. Space Cadet. Again, these are, this is stoned. Spaz. Spaz, I used to call a buddy of mine this. I called a buddy of mine a spasmatic monkey. I just make stuff. Again, we talked about this, young blood.
What's up, young blood?
That'd be like, what's up, young blood? And just the way it was. And it's so funny, because this stuff that I just talked about is a lot of stuff that I still, I've disappeared. There I am. It's a lot of stuff that I still used just on the regular,
I think it's because it's part of our, it's part of our vernacular.
Right. And I think it is.
Yeah, when we grew up that way. Groovy. What's up, big dog? Whoop, whoop.
What up, big dog? But it's funny. That's kind of interesting. That's the service that we use at Stream. So if you guys are looking to start your own show, do stuff. Copacetic. Haven't used that in a long time. I'm down with that. You be tripping. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, tripping. He's tripping.
You fake me out. It's a trick, right?
How about you be illin'?
You be illin'. I think that's more 80s-ish.
Is it? Yeah, you're right.
But you know what? And as soon as I say this, it's going to resonate with you, because I'm going to throw it out right now. Hey, do you want a Hertz donut? That's a Hertz donut. That's right. And I love donuts. Yeah. I love donuts. So, heck yeah, I want a Hertz donut. Jeepers Creepers, I kind of want to say that's a 50s thing, but it's in here. It's 70s. A ripoff. Again, something that we use every day. Now, this is something that probably Jaime would use. His sound is a pound. Oh, I've never heard of that.
I haven't heard that either. Catch my drift? Yeah?
Yeah. Sound of pound is all is well. Everything's chill.
Sound is a pound, huh?
Yeah, I've never heard that. And we're going to take it to the max.
Oh, to the max. I remember that.
We do.
What's up?
That's what we
do. To the max.
We're going to go to the max.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's just funny. It's funny because the stuff that I think there's certain things that, like you said, they stay in your brain. It's just part of your vernacular. That's your speech pattern, whatever. I didn't know a lot of this stuff was to, just chill.
Check this out. Now here's some food for thought. Think in, say, 50 years from now, when these 10-year-old kids who are using this slang that is being used today, like skibbity do toilets, or this I don't know the slang today. I listen to the
Sure.
kids and I'm like, wow, that's really out there. But again, the people that probably heard us when we were younger were probably
Right,
saying the
exactly.
exact same thing.
Oh
So
yeah.
50 years from now, whenever the new old guys come up and they're talking about skibbity doo toilets and yeah, and all that weird stuff. That was a thing there, Muddy.
I never heard skippity doo toys, but you know what? I'm not. It is what it is. And
Yeah, we got
it's funny. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, we got grandkids that use this language, and I'm like, wow, they're tripping.
They're tripping. That's right.
They're tripping.
That's right. And what's funny is, he referenced stuff in the 50s and the 40s and the 30s and that kind of stuff. And you get to that point where it's like, gosh, everything makes that loop. And there might be some add-ins, skippity doo toilet. That might skippity doo toilet. I don't know. But it's one of those things that originated from skippity doo.
Oh,
we're gonna skippity doo out of here,
Yeah.
And it's just so funny because
the 6-7
and I have no idea what that even means.
I don't either, man. And all you do is say 6-7 in front of kids, and they light up and they start doing this now.
I have no idea what that even means. I have no idea. And if somebody could put that in the chat,
I usually get the kids in trouble and whisper to them 6-7 in front of their grandma.
I could see you doing that. Yeah, I'll give. Don't this. I'll give you 50 cents. I'll give you and you can't give somebody 50 cents anymore.
Oh no, they want $5.
Yeah, you're like $5.
Oh yeah, that's.
It's a nonsensical, context-driven slang phrase used for online and among teams to signal humor,
awkwardness, playful reaction with a fixed literal meaning. Yeah. Toilet.
I'd rather just laugh at somebody right at their face because I.
Yeah.
And some of those people get into it. Oh.
Yeah, it's hilarious, man.
So, but yeah. And like you said, the people that when we were growing up saying stupid stuff, our folks or the adults that were around us would be like, what in the heck do they mean? I remember I had back, gosh, I must have been in 7th. Yeah, I had to be in 7th grade or 6th grade. My dad's mom was still alive, and I think she passed at 102. 101, wow. But whatever. And again, never had a chance to ask her about her life. Who thinks of that at 10?
Yeah.
I used to carry a comb, and I always had my comb in my back pocket, right?
Yeah.
And it was a long comb with a handle on it. In fact, Muddy's got one similar to it in the shower, and because when she combs her hair out, her hair is so long and thick, so she combs it out.
You don't carry a comb anymore?
Do I comb? Yeah, but I use the comb that I use is I put on my finger, and you've seen it a million times. But yeah, can I borrow your comb?
Yeah, I'm not using it.
It's got low mileage. Anyway, but I remember my grandmother asking my dad, "What does he have in his pocket? Is that a gun?" And I remember thinking to myself, oh, so stupid. And I remember I'm saying, it's just a comb. But that's the way it was back then. You know what I mean? And that was that transitional. And I think, gosh, I want to say, well, my dad was born in 17. So my grandma had to be born in like 18.
Oh.
Gosh, I don't even remember what year she died. So she had to be in the early 1800s.
Wow.
So yeah, she was. I must have been. I couldn't even tell you. Maybe she was born in 4. Maybe I don't know.
With the surprise that I give right now, with her birth year in the 1800s. We talk to the kids today and we tell them we're from the, wait, I got to show you my shirt, the 1900s. Please be patient with me. And they do the exact same reaction. They're like, oh, you're from the 1900s. You don't know. And that is the most insulting thing that I've learned to accept, man. That's like, really?
But what's funny is we don't think of the 1900s as 1995. We think at it as 1905, 1925. Right.
Yeah.
1980. Oh my, it's funny is because me and Muddy will be talking about something stupid and I'll go, you know what? That's back in the 80s. That's back in the 90s. And I'm thinking, holy cow, that was 30 years ago. That's 40 years ago.
Dude, yeah.
And I'm just like, holy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I graduated 40 years ago.
Over half the population on the planet wasn't born then.
Exactly. And the stuff that we've seen, dude, the stuff that we've seen, it's
stuff like nowadays. It's stuff like, do you remember the first cell phone?
Oh yeah.
It's stuff like, dude, we had no electronics. We went to play outside.
Exactly.
Nobody carried water bottles to school or anything because there were none.
We drank out of the faucet or the sink in the bathroom.
Yeah, or the water thingy,
the garden hose. Yeah,
everybody's. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Come on now. There's so much difference now.
Well, what's funny is they, some of our defining moments growing up are like, again, Vietnam. My brothers were in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And it's after, we've had a lot of defining moments in our lives, 9/11. There's just so many.
What kind of CD is that and why is it so big? The wax records.
That's friggin' awesome. That's awesome. But these, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. TV stations are off at midnight.
They play the national anthem and they were gone.
What movie? Anybody that's got you'll get bonus points. What movie started with that happening, with the TV going into white screen? Yeah, where are your kids? Do you know where your children are? It's 10 o'clock.
Oh.
So again, the question I have is, there's a movie that starts like that. And, they're singing the Star Spangled Banner and they've got flyover and a flag. And then there was a movie that started that way. Which is it?
Orson Welles. I have no idea, man. Do you know where your kids are?
Anybody in the comments know what that movie is?
Good morning, Vietnam. No.
Good morning, Vietnam, buddy. Poltergeist.
Oh.
Remember that first part of, there you go, Jaime.
Yeah.
You know it. In the first part of Poltergeist, there's, that, and they're watching it, and Craig T. Nelson is knocked out. And that's when the little girl gets out there and she says, they're here. Well, I think it's close to the beginning. I think it's close. It was after they moved into that house and they had a bunch of stuff going on in that house.
Where they just moved.
But that's when everything broke out. So, thanks for calling me out, buddy. It's all good. Anyway. She's going to keep me straight. But it's just so funny because we have seen so much stuff. I remember when my mom and dad went out, and I think as a gift, my brothers and sisters got my mom and dad a microwave oven. Oh, really? That'd be kind of cool. It's out in Simi Valley, I think.
Oh, you can Airbnb that house.
Yeah, wow, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. How about this? Do you remember babysitters back when we were young?
Are you kidding me? How did you make your money?
No, you got babysitters? We were told lock the door, don't open the door unless it's me. That was our babysitter, bro. And then we would turn on the TV to one of the 3 channels, and whole cartoons were on.
Oh heck yeah! If I needed a babysitter, and it's usually my sister that was 2 years older than me, because 2 years makes a huge difference. Or it was my brother or my sister-in-law. My sister and my brother-in-law would come to my mom and dad, to our house. And inevitably, I would piss somebody off. Yeah, Muddy was the babysitter. And I think that's just kind of an older kid thing.
And you waited for the
Cal Worthington and his dog's fine. The best.
Cal Worthington. Pussy cow, pussy cow, pussy cow. We used to dance around this pole in our living room every time that commercial came on.
I loved him. If your jalopy was on the blink, go see Cal.
Oh, is that what it was?
Than you think, go see Cal.
I thought it said pussy cow, pussy cow, pussy cow. And that's why it was the most funniest commercial I had ever heard. And it wasn't until I got married with Pumpkin Girl that she corrected me, of course, on lyrics to every single song I thought I knew, every single commercial I used to sing. I made up my own lyrics, but whatever. I mean, yeah.
You don't call it making up. We call it freelancing.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. I freelanced everything.
Freelancing. And and like I said, inevitably when my brother or my sister-in-law or my sister and my brother-in-law would come up, I'd get in trouble for whatever reason, and my brother-in-law sent me to my room, and I'm like, well, what the heck, So
I think they put that on. They probably planned that. If that happens on a regular basis, they planned it, man. You need to ask them if they're still around. You need to ask them.
Yeah, they're not. But it was just the way it was. It was the way it was, and whatever. So I learned a very hard lesson. And it's something I still fight with, and Mud Lover just looks at me. I need to shut my mouth. And Muddy tells me she's given up. She's given up anymore.
I have the opportunity to shut my mouth. I just don't have the capability to shut my mouth. And I usually don't realize that until after I've said it.
Oh yeah. Because you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, buddy. You cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube.
It's frowned upon.
And it's just, it's just the way it was. But like I said, growing up, I think we grew up in a pretty cool time.
I think we grew up in a time.
Yeah, and like I said, it's my mom and dad. The first microwave they got was friggin' ginormous.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny because it was, and then there were rumors, oh gosh, don't go over by the microwave, there's radiation.
Oh yeah.
Or that kind of stuff. Or the TVs. The TVs were friggin' either in a cabinet or this big thing that was just gnarly and
ginormous record player, TV, and bar.
All day long. All day. And the funny thing about it was in our house.
But they lasted forever, yeah.
Yeah,
Same
they
with
did.
The refrigerators.
Oh, yeah.
Same with the refrigerators. They were built forever.
Well, they had talked about one of the reasons that Tupperware went out of business because they made their stuff too good.
Nobody had to buy others.
And nobody had to buy stuff. Now in our house, my mom had all kinds of stuff.
Cool.
And she was a Tupperware dealer. She was an Avon dealer. She was always running a side gig.
She was a hustler.
Oh heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'll bet you that thing was friggin' heavy.
Yeah.
It was a beast.
And lime green. Yeah.
Along with that shag carpeting.
Yeah. And the shag carpet wasn't the only thing that was around that was shaggy back then.
What? But yeah, it was one of those things. And it's so funny because I think the first remote control TV we ever got the remote was this friggin' big.
Oh yeah.
And it had maybe 6, it had on, off, channel change, volume up, volume down.
Do you
And I think that
remember
was about
those
it.
old remotes that would, when you'd actually push them? We didn't have a remote at our house. I had to go to my friend's house, but they had a remote that would move the big channel, the knob.
Wow.
You would see the knob move, and I'm like, wow, this is innovative. There's no
That's
strings.
witchery.
Yeah, this is brujeria.
And you know what's funny is the older TVs, and Muddy and I talk about this all the time. As I'm looking at my big TV over there,
that's why they called it the clicker. Yeah,
but it's this wide. Yeah, the clicker, and it's this wide, right? And I don't think it has an on and off switch on it. Everything's done through the remote nowadays.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's you know, gosh, you do everything through it. Everything goes through the remote.
Yeah.
And I'm like, gosh. So it's just so funny that kind of stuff, what we've evolved into. And like you were talking about, the kids nowadays, they have no idea. How do you use a rotary phone?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How do you, what's that? That's a rotary
Ask
phone.
any kid what their phone number is.
Yeah. Oh my God. And how many numbers did you know off the top of your head?
We knew them all. We had to.
Every one of them.
Yeah. Yep.
And Muddy and I were talking about this just the other day. You knew everybody's phone number, and now you know what I do? I look at my phone, I get Muddy, redial. Because that's what I do. That's what I do. It's not like, okay, you had all that stuff in your head.
I remember when Pumpkin Girl she was telling me about the first TV that she had bought when we were dating. And I knew she was older than me. I didn't know how much. And so I asked her, you were around when the very first TVs were brought out? She goes, no, you bonehead. The first time we bought a TV, not 1952.
Oh my God!
I wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. That's all I gotta say. I wasn't the dullest, but I was not the sharpest.
It's just the stuff that we've seen evolve in our lifetime. You know, from this friggin' computer I got on my wrist right now.
Oh yeah.
You get to that point where it's like, well, geez. At one time I had a Mickey Mouse watch from 1952, and it worked. It's since disappeared. I had a Waltham pocket watch that my granddad used to carry, and it's, you know, in the wind somewhere.
We've got blood sugar detectors that you just snap on.
Exactly.
That warn you if you're in danger or whatnot. It's the world has gotten very convenient, but very it's made people really lazy.
And you know what? I think you're right. I think we're at that point where, hold on. You know, and I think that we get to that point where we look at the stuff that we've seen versus the stuff that we grew up with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like we that time, like you said, you know, riding your bike. You know, we rode our bikes. We just rode our bikes everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. Everywhere. And it didn't have to have a destination.
Yeah, we just get on our bikes and ride. And we knew the parameters, the places that we could go and we couldn't go. And we usually went to those places, the places that we couldn't go. I lived in a very small town, like I said. And we would ride our bikes down to a place called the Corner Market. We were never allowed to go down there. But what we do is the guy went to church with us, and the butcher would actually make the best beef jerky in the entire world.
Oh, wow.
Now, we would ride down there and talk to him, and he'd be like, I'm in a haunt. And of course, he would give us a bag full, like a lunch bag full of beef jerky.
Wow.
And what would I do? I would eat every bit of that beef jerky before I got home. Because we would get to that point where it's like, well, my mom doesn't know. And then he would have already called my mom and said, hey, just to let you know, Max is down here. Everything's cool. I gave him some jerky. I hope that's okay. My mom would ask me, did you bring me any jerky? I didn't have any jerky. She's all, yeah, I got a phone call. So
that was back in the day when the neighbors could spank you. And everybody was okay with it, where you could spank the neighbor kids if they came over and did anything crazy, and then you just get spanked when you got home too for acting a fool at the neighbor's house. Yeah, I mean it was normal, and it was it kept us in check. Did you ever have a pager that was like a pager that was shown right now?
I didn't see it.
Did you ever own a pager?
Oh, heck yeah, I did. You kidding? That was cool.
We learned how to send messages through the pagers. Did you guys do that? Oh, I thought we were special. I thought we were like super intelligent and we figured out a code. There you go.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it on my side. But what's funny is, no kidding, right? Everybody went to the school and they knew you.
8388135 was the code that I learned very well.
I don't know.
Boobies. It said boobies, but yeah, it's
or what was it? It was 4377.
Hell. See, my immature brain is right on cue. Ask me what my wife's phone number is. I may have some struggles with that, bro.
Well, like I said, redial. I do, it was one of those things where we'd get to that point where it's like there was a commercial out for a while and it says, collect call from Bob. We had a baby eats a boy. That was Bob. It's a baby. It's a boy. And I'm like, that's the kind of stuff because you know what? If I very rarely see him, I still kind of see him around here, payphones.
And a baby hits him.
And if you didn't have a dime or a quarter or whatever, you made that collect call.
Yeah. Do you accept the call from the movies outcome?
That's just the way it was. Yeah. Just the way it was. And, and like I said, I think we grew up in a pretty good time. We were able to see a lot of stuff, and
it made us innovative. We had to be creative to survive.
Yeah.
We had to be creative to survive. I don't think these kids today would be able to be as creative. Yes, they can put together, stereos and do these video games with 1,700 buttons and make the man move around like he's supposed to.
Sure.
But you drop them off after a movie and tell them that they got to call home with no cell phone and no money, and they've got to get a message to their mom. Good luck remembering the number, let alone the movie's over, come pick me up with the collect call.
And but that's I think we were on that cusp. Because we were innovative enough to figure that kind of stuff out.
Yeah.
Right. That was just the way it was. And we had to come up with so many things. Number one, because a lot of stuff was happening at that time. My cousin actually showed me the first time I saw a computer. It was a big building. It was a huge, ginormous. Yeah. That's our computer. And I remember seeing the tape run back and forth. And it was like, oh my God. And we got to make sure the air conditioning does not go off in this building, because this is all of, some top secret stuff. And now it's like, well, I got this.
You got to,
right here.
Yeah.
And I can,
with more memory
I can look at it and it tells me my heart rate and what day it is, what time it is, when the sun's going down. It's just and I could push another button and then just get completely lost. So thankfully, Mud Lover, she can fix stuff. Have you seen, and I think Jaime can attest to this, remember you'd go to like Kmart or wherever and you'd buy a stereo for your car or the swap meet or whatever.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
stereo had, let's see, one red wire, one
One
black
black one.
wire, a green wire, and a blue wire.
And the yellow
And
one if you had an antenna.
Yeah. And you had the antenna, you plug it in the back.
Yeah.
But the red went to power, right?
Yeah.
Black went to ground. Green went to the right speaker, and yellow went to the other speaker. You know,
yeah.
And that was just the way it was.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
And nowadays we can connect ceiling fans, and that's where that experience comes from, is to be able to connect the ceiling fan, to be able to do the light switch. I wouldn't trust a kid today to do that, not without at least getting shocked and dial 911 a couple of times after I got up off the floor laughing.
Exactly. Fortunately, we got up. Well, and the funny thing about it is that kind of stuff, they talked about that. And if you remember the cartoon, The Jetsons.
Oh, yeah.
In the Jetsons, they would actually go in and say, lights on. And the lights would come on, and they'd push the button for their foods and whatever.
They even had Zoom call back then. Remember when he'd be in the restroom and his spacely sprockets would call in?
Yep.
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, and it's so funny because it just that's the part that we evolved to, and that was back in the 50s and the 60s that they brought that stuff up. Oh, wow. So it's just interesting, just so friggin' interesting. But I mean, what do you do? We have to keep evolving.
To a point.
And we can talk about the good old days and back in the day and this, that, and the other. And like the baseball picture I showed to myself, it was one of the things where you're like, man, I remember those days. I really do. I remember those days so much. It wasn't even funny. But we have to, unfortunately, we have to, or fortunately, we get to go forward and see the next kind of madness that we're moving into.
Amen. Yeah, and we get to critique it from the sidelines now.
That's right. Hey, you know what? That's going to hurt when you fell.
Better learn next time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what, Bubba? We are at that time.
We are definitely at that time, my friend.
And so go ahead.
We will leave with a saying. Be good to your fellow man. Be good to your brother, because life goes by too fast, man. Life goes by way too fast. So say your apologies. Say your I love yous. Don't forget to call your mom if she's still around. Give your loved ones a hug. And life is too short to live with any kind of regrets.
Definitely. No regrets. No regrets. But anyway, man, the only thing I could say is spot on, dude. Spot on. Be good humans. Be that kind of guy that Doc talks about, and that's just the way it is. So with that, I think we're going to drag. I think it's time to go, my brother.